In today's video, we're going to set up this 40-gallon tank for our hognose snake. If you want to follow along, Phylozoo gave us a 15% discount and it's free shipping in the US through their website. So you can get one of these tanks for your hognose. It's going to be amazing. Free shipping and 15% off. Links down below. Right, so the very first thing that I'm going to do for this tank, the most important thing for hognoses being natural diggers, is a big, deep amount of substrate. We want a substrate that's kind of natural for them and allows them to dig in a substrate and act like a hognose should. I have a bag of topsoil and a bag of play sand, and I've mixed them together in a kind of 50-50 mix. What that does is create a substrate that is both earthy and loamy, much like what their wild counterparts would have evolved onto. So we're going to start putting that in. Luckily this is quite cheap. You can get these bags at like Home Depot or you can get them online. We have them linked in our Amazon links down below. And if you really want to level up this substrate, you can include some clay. What the clay is going to do is make it more bound together, and it's going to be great for our hognoses to be tunneling through it. A good substrate to use is Zoomed's excavator clay. Honestly, I would probably just chuck an entire bag in here and mix it in. When it's moist and wet, it's going to stick to the substrate really well. And then when we put our basking lamps on later on, it's going to bake it hard and you're going to get nice rock hard compacted areas that a hognose can dig through and get some exercise. As you can see, you want your substrate to be really deep. I think the most important part of substrate for hognoses is that it's deep. And then the next part is decor. So what I'm going to use is good old cork bark. This is extremely light, so if your hognose tunnels underneath it, it's not going to cause a tunnel collapse and a really heavy object is going to crush your hognose. Because this is naturally, well, as light as cork, this will float. You can't crush your hognose. So I'm going to start with this really interesting piece. I think if you look at it from the mouth towards you, it looks like a fallen log and the start of a burrow. So I'm going to put this on one side to be where I want my hognose snake to bask. And then I'm going to take some more pieces and kind of do the same for this side. Maybe like that. I think that looks okay. And then maybe this should be, maybe like here, so it can like, that will latch onto that. That kind of works. And then if your hognose does want to do a little bit of climbing, it can go up there. And then it's a tunnel for it to sit in. Next, I'm going to put in some plants. What I have here is some houseplant ivy. I'm going to pop this. I think I'm going to pop this in here so it looks like a planter. There we go. And then I can bring the fronds forward so it hides the actual tub. It kind of looks like a little tree. So what's going to happen here is every time you water this plant, it's going to drain through the tub and into this gap in the bottom of this tube. Your hognose is going to get underneath and into this bottom area. And what it's going to do is make a human microclimate in there for your hognose to retreat to. So the simple act of looking after your plant is actually going to be the thing that makes the necessary humid hide for your hognose snake. The next thing I'm going to use is some mint. Here is a mint plant. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put it back here so that it grows out into the space quite nicely. So that's going to grow like crazy. You can see how I've had it in a windowsill, but don't worry, as soon as you have it in your enclosure for an extended period of time and you have your lighting, it's all going to face up and face your lighting and look pretty and natural anyway. So now we've got beautiful planting, beautiful decor, a nice deep rich substrate. The next part is lighting. So we're going to need to heat our hognose snake. So what I'm going to be using is a heat lamp. I basically got the heat lamp light in this dome fixture. You can buy them cheap online. There's links down below. I'm going to plonk it over one side, over that piece of cork. Nice. So what we're trying to do is make a little patch of sunshine for a hognose snake to go out from the undergrowth and go bask nicely on a piece of wood. What it's also going to do is warm this piece of wood. That warmth is going to travel around that wood because, again, cork and wood is insulative, so that warmth is going to travel around it. Our hognose is going to be able to get under the cork, underground in the substrate, and be warmed by the cork that's being warmed by the heat lamp. So your hognose can both get up and bask in the sunshine like they would if they want to, or be warm under an object underground. So effectively what we're doing is giving them a heat lamp and a heat mat just by providing the one heat lamp. The next thing we need is UVB. This is a Zoomid 5.0. Any sort of weak UVB will do. These guys will survive without UVB. They're just known to really like it, and they bask a lot in sunshine in the wild. So it's really good for them. So what we're going to do is pop it over one side. Next to our other heat lamp, I'm going to plonk it here. 1, 2, 3. Nice. So now our hognose can go sit in this patch of sunshine or go sit in the shade like you'd be able to outdoors. The last thing I'm going to do is put an LED bar over my tank. One, just to brighten up a bit for the sunshine and give a bit of light to grow my plants. Then I'm going to squeeze it in here, just behind my heat lamp, just so all of my sunshine is uniform. So I have my sunshine and my darkness. All these plants are going to grow towards the light, and you're going to get a sense of movement and setup, and it's going to look gorgeous. Everything that you see here is linked down below, so if you want it, you can go and get it. If you like these types of videos, there's more like this to come. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.